Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to use particles to make special effect. In our case, we want the ships, when we kill them and when we are destroyed, to explode. So particles are very interesting. The way you use it is you just insert a new object as usual, but instead of using sprite, you're going to choose particles, and we're going to add it to the object here. You know what? Let's do this like this. I'm going to add it to the object here. And particles are interesting because it doesn't really matter what the drawing is. Like a big circle is good enough for most of the thing you want to do. So in our case, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a big circle. So a circle, no border. And you know what? Just an orange circle like that is good enough. So you can see here there's little red lines. It's basically telling you that the particle effect, the like cloud of particles, is going to go that way. That's not what we want for an explosion, right? So if you go to particles and you go down to the properties, you have a lot of stuff right here. There's like all of this is all properties of the particles. I really encourage you to test around, do some stuff, have fun. You can do a lot of things with those. In our case, I already did a few of like research before the video, so I know what we want. So we won't touch those last two properties right here. We're just gonna change this. One of the things we want to do first is the cone spray is 60 degrees right now. That way. That's not what we want. We want an explosion to go in every direction. So that's going to be 360. That means it's going to explode in every direction. Another thing we want is this. We don't want to be a continuous spray. We don't want to spray all the time. Like we want it to be like an explosion. So it's only a one shot. It's going to explode once. And the rate is a number of critical grid per second. So 50 is not enough. I selected 125. It's probably a better one as well, but it's good enough. Like if we play, you can see what it does. Explodes like this. So you can see in our case, it's more like a puff of smoke, of orange smoke, right? It's not like broken ship parts, but that's enough. That's good enough for an example. You can probably do something better if you have, talent in drawing, which I don't have. So what we want to do now, we want to go to enemies, and we want to say when they are destroyed right here. We want to, for the enemies, so you select all the enemies, to spawn on their object, and the object is going to be the particle. And layer 0, image 0 is good enough. Let me see. Yeah, layer 0 is the main. You don't want it to be in the HUD. So that's good for the enemies. So now the enemies should do it. So let's do it. Oh wait, I actually want the particle to appear before it's destroyed. Otherwise, if it's destroyed, you won't be able to spawn anything. So, right, you need to spawn before you destroy. Now the arrow. So when the arrow is destroyed, same thing. You could have it right here. So the arrow will spawn. Where is it? Spawn a particle. Problem is, when we restart the layout, it's too fast. As soon as it's going to start spawning, it's going to restart the layout, and we won't see the particles. So we want to add something like wait, like wait a second, 1 second. So we spawn the particle, then we wait 1 second for the particle to show up, basically, and then we'll restart the layout. So with that, let's see if it works. If I kill something, oh, I missed. There you go, particles, and see I die, and particles as well for me. So if I kill something, you have particles, and if I die, particles as well. So the only thing we're really missing right now is sound, right? An explosion without sound. I guess that's the way it is in space. But it would be more interesting in a game to have some sound when we explode. So the next video is going to be about sound effects and music.